Hello guys, welcome to the video. Just wanted to quickly touch on something that I have been asked multiple times by my friends, and I thought I'd make a video about it just in case there is anybody else who's maybe kind of starting their air roll journey and wants to understand how to use it, when to use it. So this video is basically just a video on kind of air roll theory, and yeah, this is kind of the breakthrough point for me where when I was learning how to air roll and how to do cool things in the air and kind of starting my journey in that way, when I understood air roll theory, it made everything 10 times easier for me. Not saying that everyone else will be like that, but you know, there might be a few people who are like me out there, so this video is for you. So what is air roll theory? Air roll theory for me, it's just basically understanding how the car moves, why it moves the way it does, and when I understood these points, that's when kind of learning air roll became so much easier for me. You know, like, it was so daunting at first. I was spending hours and hours and hours, just felt like I was practicing mindlessly to just keep on blacking out, keep on struggling, keep on doing the wrong things, and when I started doing these things, things changed. So this video is kind of going to be very informative. Everything I mention in this video is going to be things that anyone can do, whether you're a veteran Steam player like myself and you've got access to workshop maps, or whether you're on Epic Game or any console. So let's touch it. Let's get going. So air roll theory is basically the idea of why the car moves how it does when you're air rolling. So the best way and the easiest way to kind of look at this moment is when you got to think of your car kind of in sections. So when you're air rolling, I'm not going to use any left stick movement here. I'm just going to be pressing the air roll button, which is my R1 button. My car is spinning, and as it's spinning, you've got to kind of think of your car like in multiple different ways. So the way I started, when I first started, the way I would look at it is actually in two ways only. I would be focusing on my car when it's facing me, so when the hood of my car is facing me, and when it's facing the other way. Now, the reason why those 2 points are really, really important to start is because everything that I do on this side, when my car's flipped, is the opposite. The reason why that's important is because while your car is doing this motion, if I can use the visual cues of the bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, if I can use those visual cues to focus on my left stick movement, right, then I'm going to be able to make the necessary adjustments. Now, I hope that kind of starts ringing bells already, but what that means is, if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to head over to the left-hand side, so over there by one of those boost pads, right? If I'm over here, what I'm going to start doing is when my car's facing me, so when the hood's facing me, I'm going to go left. And when the hood's facing the opposite way, I'm going to go right. So I'll say it while I'm doing it. Are you ready? Left, right, left, right, left, right. And you can see that I've ended up over by this boost pad. Now, there is an extra adjustment that I need to throw in order to keep my car in the air, and that's something called a tornado spin. And all that is super simple. If I'm using air roll left, all I'm going to be doing, you're going to see how my car changes in a second. Are you ready? So all I'm going to do is hold my left stick to the right. Because I'm using air roll left, this is the kind of look that you're going to get. Now, in between every kind of left to right, this is what I'm doing. All right, so to show you again, look, I'm going to tornado spin, left, right, tornado spin, left, right, tornado spin, and I'm going to kind of make my way over there slowly. Now it's the same thing the other way. So if I wanted to go over to the right, I'm going to go right, left, and you see how my car's already turned and the momentum's taking me over to the right. That's the theory. Now it's the same sort of thing if I want to go forward, right? So forward, backwards, and in between each of those I'm putting a little tornado spin just to make sure my car stays upright, because if I don't do that, this is what's going to happen. Forward, backwards, my car's going to slowly start going down because of boost, right? My boost is facing down, it's facing up, sorry. So every time I'm going forward, I'm going to be going this way, right? But a tornado spin in the middle of that will do this. and it will keep me upright. So every kind of minor adjustment, it is complicated, but you'll see that when you start putting the pieces together, it will start making sense. Now the same thing if I want to go backwards. So I'll go backwards, forwards, and you're seeing that I'm turning around. Now why is that one important? Let's say someone, you see it all the time in high level, but let's say someone's air dribbling and I want to go back with them, I'll go backwards with them and I'll start making my way. Obviously it's easier when you've got ball cam on, but I'll start making my way back towards the crossbar. So to simplify, I know that there was a lot of movement going on. All you need to do to start with is focus on the car when it's facing this way and when it's facing this way. After that, once you get comfortable doing that, focus on the car when it's forwards, backwards, side 1 and side 2. Yeah, so when the side of the car is facing you. And once you start getting used to how the car moves, going forwards, backwards, left, right, forwards, backwards, left, right, and seeing how your car reacts to each of those, when you start trying to learn how to air roll, it makes it 10 times easier. That theory, as soon as I learned that theory, it made everything 10 times easier. So I'm able now to just kind of do this at will, go round and round and round and round. And yeah, if I wanted to go the other way, I can just start controlling it the other way instead. You see, and I can just follow around the ball. And this is the level of car control that you will get if you start following stuff like this, where you're kind of going, you're not focusing on the daunting task of, oh my god, the car moves in so many different ways, how am I going to keep my car in the air, oh my god, it's so hard. If you just take a breath, stop focusing on that and start focusing on, okay, what does my car look like? It looks like this, it looks forward, so if I want to go over to the right, I'm going to point it. Okay, now it looks backwards, so I'm going to point it that way. And you just start focusing on how the car is looking on your screen. Eventually this will become muscle memory. So now my car control's gotten to a point where I no longer need to focus on my car, because I can just focus on the ball, and my muscle memory will kick in and kind of understand where and how to go. So if ever I'm in the mood where I'm like, okay, I need a flip reset, I know for a fact that I can just get hold of one, do what I need to do, and then move on. So that's kind of how I started that journey. I was so bad at the beginning, trying to keep the car in the air and trying to, you know, do everything that I needed to do. But I just wanted to make this quick little video. It shouldn't be too long, probably about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And that's just how I started, how I began my journey with air roll, and hopefully this made it easier for you. If it did, drop me a like, feel free to sub. Obviously this is a brand new channel, a brand new thing that I'm trying to do. And if there's anything else you want me to maybe try and show you, if you wanted me to go in a bit more detail with it, then yeah, let me know. But that's how I started. You can do it in free play. Let me know how you get on. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. Take it easy.